Zimbabwe industry has greatly increased in capacity over the past few years. Goods in supermarkets so far outnumber imports, a remarkable achievement compared to 5 years ago. Addressing a ZANU-PF supporters in Bulawayo today, President Mnangagwa said his party must be charged against that.
When the Second Republic came to office, if you went in any supermarket, only 35% of the products in the supermarket were produced in Zimbabwe. But today, after 5 years under the Second Republic, 80% of the products in any supermarket are produced here. Lati.
The president said his government has also been forced to take over the construction of some of the roads in urban areas.
Because most of the big city councils in the country are under the opposition, and the opposition has no capacity to administer, my government has intervened and is doing roads and rehabilitation in most of the big cities.
It has become common practice by retailers to have certain goods classified for sale in US dollars exclusively. The government says it will now crack down on such activities, which it says are illegal. Speaking to journalists today, Secretary for Provincial Affairs and Devolution in the Office of the President and Cabinet, Harare Metropolitan Province, Tafadzwa Muguti, issued a warning against non-compliant retailers.
This is a very strong message to all the big retail giants, OK Zimbabwe, Pick n Pay, Choppies, everyone who's been mentioned by the previous complaints, even on social media. You are not going to be selective in terms of which products you can sell in Zim dollar and in US dollar. All products should be sold multi-currency regime, which we are currently in, according to the statutory instruments which were released by the Ministry of Finance and Economic Development, and also all the monetary policies which have been put across by the Reserve Bank. We are hearing of people who are saying they will only sell certain items in Zim dollar and certain items in United States dollar. That is not going to be acceptable within the Second Republic. If a law is announced and pronounced by His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Zimbabwe, and his government, then that means as a nation, those are the laws that we follow.
Muguti said retailers are in violation of the provisions of the auction system of the Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe.
The same people, the same corporates who are going out and refusing Zimbabwean dollars are actually beneficiaries of the auction system. So it doesn't make sense that you are a beneficiary of the auction system, you are being supported by the very same government, and then you do not want the same currency of that government. It doesn't work. So where we are going to be having massive inspections, largely led by the provincial team of the Ministry of Industry and Commerce, and obviously by the Zimbabwe Revenue Authority and all the other security agents who apply, so that we can be able to ensure that people are not suffering due to greediness. I think it is an element where people are operating outside the confinements of the law, but there will be repercussions, because we want to make sure that as Zimbabwe we build the economy together, operating in one dimension within the frameworks of our laws.
Zimbabwe picked up their second win at the Netball World Cup in Cape Town, South Africa, dominating Singapore 68-40 in their final Group E match in the second preliminary stage. The Gems were coming off an improved performance against Sri Lanka on Tuesday and came out firing in the first quarter to build a 15-point lead. They managed to easily hold off the Asians from there with regular scoring and great defense, led by goalkeeper Elizabeth Mushore, who was named player of the match. Gems assistant coach Tatenda Shinya admitted that their last two wins have come too late and they can now only finish 13th at best.
Consistent pace. We are now playing our normal type of play that we used to play even back home when we did our friendly matches with the boys teams. So it's good that we adjusted and we are going back home with something fruitful. A victory is always good to have, and there is no bad victory. A victory is a victory, and we are hoping that we are going to play another game, I think on Friday for the 13th and 4th playoffs. Then we need to correct our mistakes with whoever we're going to play with so that we go home victorious.
Up next, the Gems play in the 13th place playoff on Friday, likely against Barbados, who beat them earlier in the tournament.